Hey everyone, Kyle here. Today we're showing you how to set up your very own custom intent audience in the Google Ads platform. Now, the reason we love custom intent audiences is because you can save a ton of money on cost per thousand impressions, and you can get hyper targeted using all of Google searches. Hey everyone, Kyle here from Pintler Group, walking through custom intent audiences. Now, if you've never been in the Google Ads platform before, this is a bit on the advanced side, so get used to the platform, maybe go through some certifications. If you have and you're interested about really maximizing the tool, this will show you exactly how to set up a custom intent audience for the first time. These screens likely look familiar to you, so I've chosen a brand awareness campaign using display. You can also use custom intent audiences for video, which are really powerful. We're going to use pintlergroup.com as our marketing example. As we scroll through some of the options in the very sort of top level filters, things like what regions do you want to show your ads to? Here we're just going to do a blanket approach to the United States, targeting higher ed marketing professionals. So we're using higher ed as an example, meaning we want higher ed marketing departments and university relations or enrollment management departments to contact us about marketing services. So as I'm looking at the different settings, how often do we want to rotate our ads, or how do we want to display them? I'm going to want to only show these ads 9 to 5. This is really for example only, just to show you that, hey, you can filter based on time if that's something you didn't know about. Ideally, I would probably have these run to start all times of day and then measure which times have the highest conversion rate and optimize my ad spend based on those figures. For example, if I run 24 hours a day, and after a week of spending maybe $100 or $1,000, I can say, oh, it's really interesting that 6 p.m. has the highest conversion time, so I'm going to spend more of my money during that time. And now we get to the part of our ad setup where we can choose custom audiences. This is definitely one of our favorite types of audiences to use with display, because you feel like you're using all of the power of Google and all of the data that Google has to provide sort of wind to your marketing sales. So I'm going to select Browse Custom Audiences. You can see some that I've already created for previous campaigns for GeoFly personalization software. I'm going to create a new audience and name it our higher education. Let's change this, not higher education software, maybe just higher education marketing, something along those lines. And then what I'll be able to do in a second here is actually add keywords that people are searching for, websites that people are visiting, and basically, questions that people might ask the Google search box if they're looking for companies like GeoFly. So we're not showing up in the paid search bars, which are, hey, when you search Google, those first few listings. What the display network and what custom audience will combine to do is show your ads on the display network to people searching for these types of terms. Never before has this really been possible. You could do things like keyword targeting. If I'm a dog food company, and I could use keywords like pet food, and I would show up on websites having to do with pet food. Where custom audience is very different is now you're showing up on any website based on the search queries that people have done. So you could be a pet food company, and if someone is searching for healthy pet food options, you're now going to show up on when they're on Expedia.com or when they're booking a hotel. All of a sudden there's your pet food display ad, and you can make that really dynamic. And we can talk about ad creation another time, but when we're talking about the traction channel, search and social display advertising, this is something that in 2019 not a lot of people are doing, but is extremely powerful. So you'll see I've selected some keywords like enrollment management marketing, enrollment marketing chat, higher education marketing. I could also do things like conferences or conference websites that marketing directors might go to. And now I've created my campaign. So in under 4 minutes or 5 minutes, I've created a pretty simple but a highly targeted campaign with basically about 50,000 impressions per day. I can filter this, of course, if I know people in my demographic are not going to be in the 18 to 24-year-old range, and maybe that's a new marketing director or someone straight out of school, but likely wouldn't have the purchasing decision power that we're looking for, so maybe I'll uncheck that box. Things like parents or not a parent, those are really powerful. We should also look at some of the new targeting features like just moved or just started a new job. Maybe the messaging could be different, and we could create a couple different ad sets based on Google's new targeting features. Again, these are just, hey, where do you want your ads to be displayed? We can toggle targeting expansion, aka Google can spend more of your dollars if you want more reach. But right now I like just where we're at. Let's start small, the center of the bullseye. Again, the traction bullseye approach. Start small, expand to those outer circles as you test and retract back in. So that's a really quick look at custom intent audience, and hope you fire up a campaign.